Welcome to Racing to Win. This is Hong Kong's twice weekly preview show. We're going to be looking at Happy Valley on Wednesday night, where it's a 9-race program coming up, and we've got Paul Lally and Tom Wood on the panel. Tom, what can we look forward to this week?
We've got a Class 2 over 1,000 metres, which is the main race. A shame Drops of God has come out. He was certainly one of the big chances in the race. Does leave a field of 10. Ricky Yu brings Voyage Warrior to Happy Valley for the first time to try and rejuvenate his career and stop his slide down the ratings. But apart from that, it's a pretty even-looking card. A
bona fide first time. He's never even trialled there. Paul, there's a jackpot too.
Yeah, decent one too. 6-up win bonus. 4.1 million starting off, so it should get up to about 9 million, or over 9 million we're predicting. So really good jackpot there. There's a couple of short prices through the card, I think. I think Savvy Kingman will come up quite short, but that race 8 we're talking about looks a cracker, doesn't it?
Savvy Kingman, one of a few going to the 2,200 metres for the first time. Well, on Racing to Win last week, we brought you the news of a new trainer hitting Hong Kong. This week, we bring you the news of a trainer departing Hong Kong. David Ferraris has his final runners at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. 460 winners, Tom, over a long Hong Kong career.
Yeah, and of course, will be famously known for Vengeance of Rain and his heroics, what he was able to do not only here in Hong Kong, but overseas as well with the Vengeance of Rain. 7,743 winners, rather runners, I should say there, Paul. But he's been a good trainer down through the years here in Hong Kong. We wish him all the best.
Yeah, definitely wish him all the best, and really a good team of horses to finish up with here as well on Wednesday night. I think Nitro Express, the old boy. Cheng Bai Chi, I think, has got a chance. Charizard's the last start winner. Here Comes Ted's a good chance, and Stoicism. So he's got plenty of chances here leading into the last meeting.
He does. Nitro Express goes up from the 1,000 back to his more preferred 1,650, and we do wish David all the best going forward. Ferraris' name not lost to racing in Hong Kong. Luke will continue amongst the riding ranks here in the Territory. Meeting on Wednesday night, the details we need to have a look at right now, and we are on the C+3 course. It is meeting number 30 for the season. And the first race, being a 9-race program, is at the earlier time of 6:45. It's run till 10 minutes to 11 local. The two races we're focusing on, the 2,200 metre Class 3 and the 1,000 metre Class 2, which Tom mentioned is full of early speed. The marble handicap is race number 4. And Cheng Bai Chi, place 2 from 2 over 2,200 metres. King Tourbillon, he has the tongue tie on for the first time after his first 2 starts over shorter trips. The 2,200 metre track record holder Vinci lines up here. Blake Shin rides for Dennis Ship. Exceptional Nice is on a 7-day backup, and he's up to the 2,200 for the first time. God of Dragons, not he was a winner over this course and distance 2 starts ago. Royal Pride, he steps up to the 2,200 for the first time, and Orr, the last start winner over the 2,200, comes back into Class 3, but he is 1 for 1 over the 11 furlongs. Sometimes tricky, Tom, to work out these 2,200 metres as far as speed goes, but we're more used to seeing these races over Class 4, Class 5 sort of events.
Here we are, and look, Savvy Kingman's a horse that can certainly go forward. Exceptional Nice is another one that likes to race handy. What's the speed going to be like, Paul? Because, as we say it more often than not, these races, they take off for about the 800. Yeah,
I think it's going to be good to slow in the early stages, and then maybe they'll speed it up if they do go too slow. Horses like God of Dragon are hard because, remember, he went forward last time, but previously at Happy Valley was tailed off and won. So I think he actually runs better when he gets back. So Orr was the last start winner, but he's got a tricky draw, so we'll see where he ends up.
Yeah, I don't think leading at all suited God of Dragon last time out. Of course, they rode him really well to win here, Mark, a couple of runs ago.
Yep. They did indeed. New member of the Douglas White team. He's been with Douglas for a little while now. One of the most interesting runners all night, perhaps, is Savvy Kingman stepping up to the 2,200 for his first look at the longer course. Nick Child was at track work this morning to catch up with his trainer, Frankie Law.
Frankie, you've got Savvy Kingman lining up this Wednesday night. He's a horse who's been in brilliant form this year.
Yes, this season he's always really good form.
And just won too good last time in the shape of Tianchi Monster. Obviously a pleasing run, I'm sure. How's he been since then?
Last few times 1,800. This time I just stepped up to 2002, and I saw his pedigree. I think maybe he can handle, so try, yeah.
It's interesting you mentioned the pedigree, because I think he's a half-brother to a German Oaks winner, so clearly on pedigree he should get the trip. Just from his gait where he's drawn 3, he likes to go forward, so ideally placed in your mind?
I think so, maybe not much pace, maybe I think Crystal's one of the horses, last time he just 60-50, now he stepped up to 2002. So maybe he will lead in front, and to see I can lead or sit second.
And the horses have been in wonderful form around the Valley this season. I think that's 11 wins now, and I think 2,200 metres is the only distance you haven't won at. So it'd be nice to tick that box, wouldn't it?
Yes, but anyway, need to try. Sometimes I need to try some the other distance for the horses. You cannot stay in the same distance. You know, sometimes you haven't got too many in the program.
But you're confident that he'll get the trip, 22?
I think so. I think he can handle. Yeah.
Tom, he looks like a sort of horse savvy Kingman. The extra distance is not going to be worried because he goes the same speed all day.
He does, and I think that'll suit him, this sort of trip, if he can get his own way in front. Even if he does get a little bit of pressure down the backstraight, I think he's probably a horse that he needs that sort of momentum, Paul, and if they have to sort of stoke him up from that point, he can just keep going, can't he?
Yeah, I think he's a big horse. He's over 1,200 pounds, so he just is a horse that really likes to keep rolling. So I think they'll do that. I mean, Chris So's horse, Exceptional Nice, I know Frankie did mention it, he steps up from 1650 to 22, so he's the one I think will put pressure on.
Well, and he's by Tavistock out of a Zabeel mare, so he'll stay all day too.
Exactly.
He's on a 7-day backup too. Exceptional Nice race last Wednesday night. Opposition for Savvy Kingman include God of Dragon. This was his win, Tom, when you mentioned he couldn't go early. Stimulation, Nordic Sky Above, and Vincy still the 2,200 metre track record holder.
Yeah, well, he actually ran on pretty well last start, Vincy. This was his run a couple back here at Happy Valley behind God of Dragon. He was tailed off in the early stages. Paul shot up the inside. I don't think he's the worst here. As I said before, I don't think riding him forward last time out was the ideal scenario.
No, I think they'll go back, won't they? Look, Above just about got him there. Above is drawn a lot better, so I think he's going to get a nice run.
Above has a record of 5 starts over the distance at Happy Valley for 1 win and a couple of placings. We've got Exceptional Nice here now. We've already mentioned he raced last Wednesday night. He's up in trip for the first time. Geez, a consistent horse though, Paul.
He is, isn't he? He's run second prior to this, prior to the 5th. He'd run second about 5 or 6 times. So very consistent. He's still yet to win though. That's the only query I got with him. The distance might help him up to 2,200. There's an unknown over from 1650 up to 22.
Yeah, and he seemed to just hold his ground there over the final stage. He didn't lose any ground. He didn't make any ground. He's drawn barrier number 4, so he'll be handy as well. We need to mention it. C+3 course, so it'll be a very short run to the first turn. And sometimes if you don't go back, you can be caught full of 4 and 5 deep into that first turn.
Absolutely. And speaking of that first turn going back, here is Royal Pride, Tom. He's drawn barrier number 12. Now, he did step up last time to the 1,800, hit the line strongly. His wins in Australia, 1,200 at Cranbourne and 1,400 at Caulfield, but looked okay with the longer distances here.
Yeah, he has, and look, he's coming into this race here for what his 15th start, I should say, his 9th start here in Hong Kong. You can see him making a bit of ground. So this is his 3rd run in December coming up, so he's had a busy month. Blanket finish, wasn't really sure what to take out of this, Paul. That's perfect to grade in there as well.
Yeah, look, I haven't got him in. That was his best run though, because he hasn't finished closer than 4th, I think, in any of the starts. So 22 might be the key for him.
All right, so he's not in. You've always had time for Savvy Kingman. What about him up in trip? Is he the one to beat?
Yeah, I think so. I just think he's going to be in the right place. You know, he can sort of dictate Savvy Kingman, inside barrier draw. So I think it's really going to suit him. I put Chang Bai Chi in for second. David Ferraris is one of his last runners with Luke Ferraris aboard. Be emotional win if they get up. Look, he's had 2 goes over the 2,200 metres and he's run second both times. So the distance is not a problem for him. He just has to carry the weight. That was the query. Above in there for 3rd is going to get a lovely run from barrier number 1. One I've thrown in, which is outside the square here, and it's probably going to be the outside of the field, is King Torbjorn. His last gallop wasn't too bad. Now they're putting the tongue tie on him. Barrier number 5, and the key is he's stepping up in trip. He did win a group race in Australia, Group 3, I think it was, over 2,000 metres, the Rough Habit Plate. So the further the better for him. We'll just see if he can improve off this, coming to Happy Valley for the first time. 3, 1, 6 and 2.
Savvy Kingman on top, if he can get to the front, dominate, just keep him rolling in front. Jockey Harry Bentley, who's got a good enough association at the moment with the Frankie Law barn. I think he can go on and win it. Savvy Kingman was just nosed out of it last time out there behind Tianchi Monster. Not leaving out God of Dragon because he's been in good form apart from last start where they went forward, so I don't think that's suited. Back in the field will certainly suit him better this time round. Above, he's a course and distance winner. He was a little bit slow out last time out over the 2,000 metres but stayed on. An Exceptional Nice goes in as well for Chris So and Vincent Hope. 2,200 metres with his breeding shouldn't be an issue, but he had to win here. 3, 8, 6 and 7.
Of the full 2,200 metre winners in the race, Vincey has the fastest time, or has the slowest, with Above in between, along with God of Dragon. That's part one of Racing to Win. Off to a break, back with a look at the Class 2 right after this. Welcome back. Part two of Racing to Win, where we are previewing Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Our second race preview is race number 8, where there is a scratching. Unfortunately, Drops of God has come out, so we're down to a field of 10. It's still a high-quality lineup over the flying 1,000 metres. Voyage Warriors on the class drop. Victor claims 5 as well. Hong Kong Win. He's got a good record here, course and distance, and will get a nice run from barrier 3. Gear change on the 5, Kerpenny. He wears the blinkers for the first time. Sparkling Dragon raced wide at Sha Tin, comes up with a better barrier. We the South is a 6-time track and distance winner, but all of them have been in lower grades. Valiant Dream comes back from the 1,200 to the 1,000. Keep You Warm is unbeaten here over the 1,000, and Harmony Fire, the cheek piece is off and the tongue tie goes on. And you said earlier, Tom, there's going to be a lot of speed in this race, so let's have a look how it plays out. Yeah, lots of speed, all right. Good to fast. It's over 1,000 metres, so they always go like the clappers here, Paul. Who do you expect to come out on top with those 4 abreast? I know, because they all like to go forward, don't they? And it was a tricky one. I mean, Harmony Fire does as well, which is just in behind. Grateful Hearts led in the past. Kerpenny, there's so much pace in this race. I thought We the South will hold the rail, though, from his inside draw. Keep You Warm coming back to 1,000. Maybe those 2 can go in and the other 2 can slip in behind. But it's going to be tricky in the early stages to predict this one, I thought. Yeah, Victor Wong's out in barrier 7 there with Voyage Warrior, so it could be a bit tricky for him. And Grateful Hearts drawn towards the outside. And Handsome Bobo, he's an extreme outside. Looks more like a Wild West charge of the cavalry, that speed map. Should be doing this in black and white. Anyway, on to the ride of Matthew Poon in this race. Handsome Bobo, he's going to do it a little tricky from barrier number 10, but this is what the train has in store.
Matthew, Handsome Bobo is a horse that you'll get back on board Wednesday night, and he's been in good form this season. Yes,
he have 2 starts this season, and both very good. Draw good, bad draw tomorrow, so we don't know how to ride him yet, but he's sure he has really good form.
And this season he's got some form around the Useful Sight Success, so that's obviously a positive. How's his track work been, Matthew, leading up to Wednesday night?
I jumped him out yesterday. He jumped really good. He get up on his own. He's quite relaxed, so he's healthy. So just need to overcome the draw.
He gets in here with a very nice weight, given your claim. You'll claim a couple of pounds off him as well.
It helps a bit, but you know, Happy Valley, we draw outside, so we need a bit of luck and see. We don't know how to. I don't know how to ride him yet, so I have to discuss with Danny and see what happens.
And just to reflect on the weekend, I'm a single man. That was a nice win from him as well.
He's 4-year-old and he ran really good last start and the start before. So last start I draw a good draw. He got the safe ground and got every chance to win. So pretty happy with that.
All right, so Handsome Bobo in that race, Tom, drew barrier 7. He's got 10 this week. Hong Kong Win had barrier 5. He's drawn 3. Kerpenny had 3. He's drawn 1. And the other one, Valiant Dream, he drew barrier 4. He's got 5. So Handsome Bobo's been the big loser at the barrier draw. He has, and it's going to make it really tricky for him. He wasn't too bad last time out. I thought Valiant Dream. I certainly prefer Hong Kong Win and Kerpenny over sort of the run, I think, Paul, that Handsome Bobo is going to get. Yeah. It's going to be completely upside down for him. Yeah, I mean, they could look at the pace and maybe decide to try and ride him differently, go back. If he does go forward, there is all that pace underneath him, though. So either way, I think it's going to be quite tricky. He has blown the start before, Handsome Bobo. Now, here's his trial. He's been up to Chung Fa since his last start too. And this is his trial, Paul. He's up outside the Hulk here, and they're well clear of the rest coming up towards the home turn. Yeah, so he went forward in this trial, and it was an easy enough trial for him. Look, he trialled really nicely. It's just the draw. That we know he's a really good horse. There's no problems with him being a nice horse. He's a 6-time winner, 8 seconds from his 40 starts. It's just the draw that put me off him. Yeah, I guess he had blood in the track here last time out as well, so there's obviously maybe just a couple of little things that aren't quite right internally with him. You can see he's gone to the line well there, but I found it very tough to have him on the draw this time around. Barrier number 10, just too tricky, but if he can bounce back,
good luck to them.
That horse that's 4 lengths away third in that replay was Rocket Spade, who made an encouraging Hong Kong debut on Saturday. We the South here, Tom. That is him in front where he does like to race. He's going to get plenty of company on Wednesday night. Just has found it a little tougher up in this class too.
Yeah, I wondered if that was going to be the question mark this time around with the We the South. When he's typically got to the sort of level he has struggled to, when he has placed on a few occasions, so that was my question mark. And if he was going to get softened up in front, how much was going to be left at the end with him?
Yeah, he's drawn 4, so I think he can get to the rail first. That's the key for him. But as you say, there's plenty of pace to soften him up. So, yeah, look, I didn't get him in the end.
He did have a good draw that night and was able to take full advantage of it. Our next race replay, we've got a trial still to come, but this features here Keep You Warm in the pink blinkers. We also have in this replay Sparkling Dragon. That's him in the green and gold colours. And Harmony Fire, who's only lightly raised up in grade, Paul. So good record coming back to the 1,000 Keep You Warm.
Yeah, he has. And look at those 2 wins were both really strong here. He's another one that can go forward as well. Look, he might want to just sit in behind if the pace is too strong. So he'll come across and he might be able to get himself into a nice position as well. So it's just how much pressure really.
Yeah, it was a blanket finish there for the Miners. He actually wasn't too far away. You can see him there over the final stages. And look, he was up outside the leader. He had to do a little bit of work to get there, but course and distance, 2 from 2, so that can't be sneezed at.
That's winning method in the yellow and blue colours too, who we see in a Class 3 race over 1,200 metres. Off to Chung Fa we go for our last replay. Grateful Heart hasn't raced since September. But what did you make of this trial up at Chung Fa, Tom?
I see what you did there. Grateful Heart, he's won a trial since, he's won this trial and he did it pretty easily. Hard to get a line on some of these trials, so sometimes too. Now, he pulled up really quickly last start. Ryder was concerned with his action. That was Zach Purton. He's had a right full suspensory ligament injury, so I just want to see him go here, Paul, and he's put on 50 as well. Yeah,
he's put on a bit of weight. Look, he's another one that can go forward and lead. He obviously led this trial as well, Grateful Heart. Alfred Chen from Barrier 9. So, look, he's the stablemate also of Handsome Bobo. So I'm sure they'll work. They'll work out there is pace in this race. What they're going to do with the 2 stablemates to give them both equal opportunities.
Question for you both around Voyage Warrior. He's had 25 starts. He's raced in group company. He comes to a Class 2 at Happy Valley, but never been here before. Paul, how do you assess him in a field like this?
Yeah, well, this is the thing. He's obviously the class horse of the race, isn't he? Look, he gets a little claim with Victor Wong aboard as well, so that's going to help him a bit. And we know he likes to go forward as well, but over 1,000 metres, maybe he sits back as well. There's a change there.
He just seems a little lost at the moment. He's been over 12, 1,000, 14, and even tried him up to 1,600 metres last time out just to try and sort of halt his slide in the ratings, but I think it's going to continue here. I'm not convinced with what I've seen at the moment around him. He come through the Chevalier Cup where he was, beaten 5 lengths there behind Silver Express, up on the speed, had every chance.
Selections.
Well, I'm going to go for Hong Kong win. I think he'll get a nice run behind this pace. So I've got to put him on top. To beat Keep You Warm, 2 from 2 at the distance recently. So he's in there for second. Kirpany, I don't think he'll be too far away. Or will Sparkling Dragon. So 4, 9, 5 and 6 in there.
I settled with the horse that I've been keen on in his recent starts, number 11 at the bottom, Harmony Fire. Now, he's going to be behind the speed somewhere, probably from gate number 8. He got caught wide last time out, no cover, and in the end dropped away. If he can get in, hopefully, and get some cover, I think he can be a player here. He's had some awkward draws recently, though, but when he has won, he has looked good. Keep You Warm, a definite player, so too Hong Kong Win and Kirpany with the blinkers on. They interest me. He was beaten by the Informed Sight Success, like a few of these have been in their recent starts. So 11, 9, 4 and 5.
It is a very interesting race, race number 8, how it plays out down the back straight in particular. So that's a look at the 8th, also the 4th, Paul. But what did you like on the rest of the program?
In the first, I don't mind a horse called Daily Beauty. He's a horse who's really well rated at the moment and he's down in grade there. Wild West Wing's got a really good draw, so I think he's got a good opportunity as well. Another horse there, SWAT Troopers Win from an inside barrier draw. He's looked like he's going in the right direction. Lucky Archangel, I've always liked this horse, but he's got back from wide draws from barrier 1. I think he's going to sit handy as well.
All right, and before we get on to the best bets and the long shots, a reminder, you can see all of the other races on hkjc.com. Click on audio and video, and there's a race-by-race analysis there, and you'll hear exactly why. If you click on race 6, Paul, you like this horse as your best bet.
Yeah, number 9 here, Lucky Archangel. Do like him. Nice draw, barrier number 1. he'll get his opportunity. He's only had the 4 starts, one of the deep fields we've got here, and he should be in the right position. So happy to go with him as the best. The each-way play, we're going to make SWAT Troopers win. Barrier number 1. Now, he's won off a rating of 45. He is up to 51. But from a sort of a lightweight there, 124 with Matthew Poon taking 2 off, I think he's going to be in a good position. Should be a decent price as well. And we'll do the play in that race with Doctor Winning, Glorious Lover and SWAT Troopers win. 9, 10, 11 running numbers there in the QQP.
Race 4, my best of the night. Harry Bentley here with Savvy Kingman. Hopefully he can outstay them here for Frankie Law. He just got knocked off last time out behind Tianchi Monster. Prior to that, he was able to win 2. He's won 2 of his 4 starts this season. The other 2 he's placed second. Stock Legend goes in. Race 7, number 5 for Jerry Chow and Francis Lloyd. This horse didn't run a bad race behind the nice type in California Spangle last start, so I think he's worth a watch. Back to his preferred track, Happy Valley. Race 7, horse 5, Stock Legend, and the play with the Savvy Kingman above and God of Dragon in the 4th, 3, 6 and 8.
Going to take a chance with Fairbow, despite the fact he's drawn 12 over the 1,000 metres. He's coming off a 5th behind Awesome Treasure, beaten a length and a half. He'll be running on at the end, and with a little bit of luck from Vincent early, he can trouble them at the finish. Race 2, number 6, Fairbow. Theta Hedge, race 3, number 11, comes up with a good draw. Bumps into Shawina, who missed a start. Smart Idea, a last start winner of Singapore Spirit, happened to bounce second up. Thought that a hedge from barrier number 3 off a 2-length second behind A Smile Like Yours could go a race at odds. Play of the day, race 2, 3 Wild West Wing, 6 Fairbow and 7 Fortune Hero, 3, 6 and 7. That has been Racing to Win for Wednesday night. Our next meeting after this time, it's a busy Christmas New Year's period because we go the 27th, 29th.
Yeah, and then we've got the 1st and the 5th, so I think we've got 4 meetings in the space of 10 days, so it'll be a fill-up Racing Bonanza, Paul.
Yeah, we're always looking forward to it over the Christmas New Year, and Feliz Navidad, everyone.
Absolutely. On behalf of the Racing to Win team, have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you at Happy Valley for the 1st at 6:45 on Wednesday night.